I have gotten bigger. Shoot, I got bigger because I feel like this season I'm gonna have to carry on a bigger load than I did last season, and I want to be able to endure that. And I know having a bigger frame to me, I'm a little bit heavier than last year. I was 208, 207 last year. I'm 210, 211 now. I cut off a lot of my sweets. I took away candy for the whole season. And every year I ain't do that. Every year I was eating candy, doing whatever. But this season I made a sacrifice to cut that out, to keep my body more fat and lean. So, yeah.
Did you go through the whole year at the same weight last year, or did you lose at the end?
No, actually last year toward the end of the season, that sugar started to catch up on me. So around bowl season I was getting like 211, 212. But now I've been consistently 210, 211. 212 sometimes, but I feel way better than I did last year. So, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the progress of the offense? Because now camp is over, it's game prep. How satisfied are you with the progress of the offense?
I mean, it's been a journey from the springtime. Like the spring, that's when we kind of kicked everything off, running new outside zone, whole bunch of GT counters. It kind of like we just moved from last season to this season in a mindset like we want to run the ball better. So we've been hard on each other, making sure that we were tight on those details. And from the spring moving to the summer, I was really focusing on, I hope we can, as a unit, come together and be able to have good blocks on the front side, good blocks on the back side, running the ball. Nobody's going to be perfect. Sometimes the guys are going to miss one-on-one blocks, but let's make sure that we are consistently growing in that area. And I feel completely satisfied with our run game and our O-line. They've been doing a phenomenal job. Having Nick Sharp, Matt Goldman stepping up, those young guys, they haven't played many snaps, but they kind of had that mentality like, oh, I'm ready for this 100-day war we have coming up. So.
Dave brought that up. Just to follow up, Dave brought that up when he was here, needing better balance on the offense between the passing game and the running game. Are you ready to carry more of the offensive load?
Oh yeah, most definitely. That was my mindset toward the end of the year last year. I knew coming in this year, I was gonna come back, and I knew, my mindset was like, every time I get the ball, if it's one time or two times, like I want to make the most of every opportunity, not for myself but for the team, because we want to do great things. I'm a senior now. I've been with these guys for so long, and I want to be able to achieve all the things we could achieve. But in order for that, I have to make the most of every opportunity I get. That doesn't mean I'm gonna give you, a run 70-yard plus. That don't mean that, because they got good players too. They on scholarship just like me, so they might make a play. But just having that mindset, like every time I touch the ball, I want to be impactful. So.
Since no one else is asking by chance, did you watch any of the games Saturday? Did you see your former quarterback?
Yeah, I texted him too. I let him know. I said, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for him. I've been, putting a little bug in his ear throughout the whole process. Letting him know that I care about him. I love him, and it's bigger than football. You know what I'm saying? Even though you don't have that same jersey, I know I spent years with that dude. So, I wish the best for him, and I know he's gonna do phenomenal things. And I'm excited to play him though, for sure. Yeah.
Give us a scouting report of the running back room and the guys in it.
Say it again.
Can you give us a scouting report on your fellow running backs?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd love to. We got DeMond Claiborne. Y'all seen him. Y'all been at the scrimmages. He's a kid, came from a humble background. He ain't always have it good, but when he puts the ball in his hands, he knows that he wants to be impactful when he touches the ball. And he wasn't as good as pass pro last year, but this man has stepped up and recognized that in order for Mitch to throw the ball to the wideouts, he got to make his block. And he's taken that seriously this year. He's had a tremendous times where we had crazy cross plug pressures, a whole bunch of foolishness going on with the defense, and he's picked it up. Last year, he kind of looked at that like, I just want to run the ball. But this year, it's been great to see how he's been stepping into that role and recognizing that as a running back, you want to be a complete back. You don't want to just be able to run the ball. You want to be able to pass pro too. So, That's Damon. Tate Carney. Y'all know Tate Carney. I really like him because he not fancy. Like, he ain't gonna be doing all the prettiness, but he gonna run through your face. And I respect that because when you play running back, you respect other running backs because you know how hard it is to play running back. And he also comes from humble backgrounds. And if he get beat, his mindset like, I'm gonna get you more than times you get me. And those are guys I want to run with. You got Will Towns. He's a taller back. I keep staying on him because he's so tall and he's not like short like me. So I tell him you got to bend your knees more. But he has that mindset as well. Like, every time I touch the ball, I want to be impactful. And I know we didn't have the best running game we did last year, and part of that is on the backs. But I made sure this summer that I kind of was looked as a bad guy toward them because I was being hard on each and every one of them and knowing that nobody will hand us nothing. And those guys, they took a challenge. They did really well this summer, and I'm excited to see what we do this year. So.
Justice, what are some of the takeaways from last season that are bringing into this season? Comes to better results?
I would say consistency. Like we kind of, one thing me and Coach Hunt were just talking about is like we would not understand the fact that, like, say you score a 70-yard touchdown, the mindset of you scoring that 70-yard touchdown when you come back to huddle is like, okay, it's about the next play. I'm not going to harp on what I did before because what I did before is great and it's adding to the team, but I have more football to play. I think last year we kind of got in this mindset, after, Clemson going to double overtime and not having that many minuses, Florida State doing what we did against Florida State, we kind of had a mindset, and we beat Boston College after the bye week, and we played not so great that game. We kind of had the mindset like we're pretty good. We'll just show up and play, and that's where we lost at. So I really been focusing myself on really echoing, whether you do good or you do bad, make sure you have a level mindset throughout the whole season because the season is a marathon, and you're going to have some good games, you're going to have some not so great games, but if you stay mellow, stay consistent, stay humble, you'll always achieve what you want to achieve. So that's one of the takeaways I would take.
Justice, what are a couple of the top keys to making the Wake Forest offense a little bit more balanced this season and getting more going in the running game?
Top keys, I would say, putting the ball where it needs to be. It's the most important thing. 4 yards is always a great gain. But I would say we have a new outside zone. We have a new GT counter, a whole many different calls. So when we get those boxes blocked up, it's important for us as running backs to make the first guy miss. That's going to be something that's going to be really huge for our run game. If we make a miss and we fall, we'll end up with 8 yards, and that's a great gain. If we make a miss and we run out parts of his body, we'll score a 60-yard touchdown. So, just really harping on that mindset and continue to stay loyal to that is going to be very important for us this season. I know that we can have the explosive run game that we plan to have. So.
Your quarterback, Mitch Griffiths, called you Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
ACC Media Day, and talked about you being maybe the most underrated player in the conference. What are your thoughts of your quarterback sticking up for you like that?
That's my dog. Me and Mitch, we go way back from high school. I didn't really get to play with him. I was supposed to go to his high school, but I was older. I reclassed in high school, so I couldn't go to a public school. But, we always been cool. We always been tight. He knows I've grown a relationship with Sam. But, we and him always had that connection. When Sam was leading these meetings, I would sit right there, and Mitch would sit right there too. So we kind of started to build our relationship while I had a relationship with Sam as well. So, Mitch, he knows all the work that's been put in. And, I respect him and I love him, and I'm gonna fight hard for him. I'm gonna give everything I had this year and not leave anything behind. So I appreciate that, and just gonna try to, work hard. That's it.
Justice, going back to Damon's pass pro for a second, take yourself back a couple of years. Do you remember a point in time where you were sitting in the seat saying, holy, what do I do next?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I remember being behind Kenneth and being behind Bill and kind of was like, this is a hard it's a hard process. You know, in high school, you just get the ball and run. Everybody sees how great you are. But, you know, in college and even if you want to play professionally, like being available to be able to pass block is so important. It creates more value for you in the league. And when I first got here, I kind of was like, some way, somehow, I need to learn how to block because I don't want to be on that field. And I know Coach All likes to air the ball out. So I was like, I'm going to find out. So I remember being in his shoes, and it's just a choice you have to make as a man. You have to realize that, you know, it's going to be me versus you. And I have to take an initiative to recognize I ain't gonna win all of them. I might get beat. Sure, I got blown up VMI last year, first game. But, you know, you're going to win so many more of those battles than you lose. You know, that's the mentality you got to have. And everybody can have that mentality. And Damon is stepping into that mentality now. So.
That's good. All right. Thanks,
Appreciate it. Catch y'all.